Hello, guys. Welcome to Nascent Tutelage, the home of comprehensive lessons. If you are someone who loves to learn and grow yourself, then I can assure you that this is the right channel for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Like all our videos and share them with your friends. And remember, if you want to achieve great things, you need to be consistent. So don't just watch our videos once in a blue moon. Watch all of them so that you can continue to grow yourself. In today's video, we are going to look at the two major theories in the study of ethics. And by the end of this video, I'm very confident that you would not only understand the differences between the two major theories that I'm going to be explaining to you today, but you would also be able to apply these theories in real life situations and, most importantly, pass your exams. Yes, so I'm going to be breaking these two major theories down for you to understand. And we already understand the meaning of ethics, I suppose. So I wouldn't bother to elaborate any further on that. But the focus of this video is on the theories, the two major ones, and they are consequentialism, also known as teleological ethics, which focuses on the results of an action. Okay, then we have the non-consequentialist, or the deontological ethics it is called, which focuses on the principles behind an action. So I'll delve deeper into these two theories for you to understand. So we are going to begin with the consequentialist theory, also known as teleological ethics. So this particular theory focuses on the outcome of an action. So it judges an action based on its outcome. So if you act in a way that leads to a positive outcome, then this point of view considers the act as being ethical. So think of it this way: if a lady is engaged in hookup, this theory doesn't just point to the conclusion that it is wrong or unethical. This theory will ask, what was the outcome of the lady's action? Did she get money from it, or she got HIV/AIDS? If the answer is that she made a lot of money from that act, then oh la la, that is ethical. So this theory basically focuses on the outcome of an action. If the outcome is one that is beneficiary to the one acting, then it is ethical. So let's now look at the main branches of consequentialism. Don't forget that consequentialism in itself is the broad theory. So besides the or beneath the theory itself, there are key or branches of this particular theory, which are utilitarianism, egoism, and pragmatism. We are going to take them one by one. So with the utilitarianism, this branch of consequentialism is saying that an action is right if it produces the greatest happiness for the greatest number of people. So if you act in a way that is going to benefit more people, then you are acting ethically. Doesn't matter the act itself, whether it is stealing, armed robbery, or whatever. If it is going to benefit a lot of people, then that thing is ethical. Take it as an example: a train is on a track and it has lost its direction. The brake has malfunctioned. There are six children playing by the track, and you can just push one of the children, and that child will serve as a brake for the train that is on the runaway. In the process, that child will be killed and the five others will be saved. Even though you have killed one person, when you are looking at it from the utilitarianism point of view, to tell you that what you did was ethical because in the quest of killing 6 people, you have been able to save 5 lives by killing just one, even though you've committed murder. So that's the point of view of the utilitarianism ethics. Then we have egoism. So egoism is looking at, or egoism is saying that an action is right if it benefits you. So it's not looking at an action that benefits a lot of people. This time around, you are focusing on yourself. So you do what will help you. So if instead of coming for lectures, I can just pay my way around and get an A in PR ethics, Charlie, that's cool. Go ahead. What you did is ethical because it's something that benefited you. Okay. And even with that, we have two sub categories of egoism. We have the personal egoism, which says that I'm acting in my own interest, but I'm not asking other people to do same. Now pay attention to this. It will help you to differentiate between the personal and universal egoism. So with the personal, for instance, a graphic designer is charging high prices for the work he does because he feels like, oh, I am in cantonment, so they have money, let me charge high prices. So he's doing what will benefit him, but he's not asking other people to do the same thing. Because if you are also a graphic designer and you come to cantonment, you are charging high prices, you are going to be a competition for him. And already he's looking at his personal interest, not yours. So the personal egoism is saying that I'm acting in my own interest, but I am not forcing or asking other people to do the same thing. Now, when you come to the universal egoism, that one is saying that everyone should act in a way that will maximize their own self-interest. So, for instance, a public relations student has discovered that during an online IA, he can use Meta AI or Google Gemini to help him to get all the answers correct. So he copies the question from the Google Forms or whatever, and he pastes them in Google Gemini. It will give him the right answer. He's acting in his own interest, okay? But under universal egoism, if he goes on to recommend this idea to his friends who are also doing Paric relations, then this time round he is we classify it as universal egoism. Because don't forget, perhaps Paric relations students are not the only ones who are offering the online course. Say the course is management information systems and all departments of the university are undertaking this course. But since he's acting in his own interest and he's asking all his friends to do same for themselves so that they can pass, then that becomes universal egoism. This is different from utilitarianism because utilitarianism is looking at greater good for the greater number. But this is not the same because we are looking at the greater good of just the PR students at the expense of all the other students who are in the other departments doing the online test. So that's the difference between personal and universal egoism. Though the two are focusing on personal interest. One is saying that I am acting in my personal interest, but I am not asking other people to do the same thing. That is personal egoism. Then universal egoism is saying that I am acting in my personal interest and I'm recommending everyone else to do same. So that is the bridge between the two. Then the last one is pragmatism. When we say pragmatism, pragmatism simply means practical. So in this context, this theory is saying that, or this theory is judging moral ideas or actions based on the practical consequences. So it's like you try different methods of doing things, and the one that will yield you a result, you keep that one, then you discard the rest. So maybe you try learning for 6 hours to pass an exams last semester, it didn't work out. This time round, you used my YouTube channel, Nascent Tutelage, and you saw that with all the lessons I was able to teach you, it helped you to understand very well the courses and you were able to pass your exams. So you decided that, oh, now I'm not going to bother myself reading slides and memorizing. I'll just watch Nascent Tutelage and I know that he will explain it in a simple way for me to pass. So now I've decided to adopt using YouTube channel to learn instead of reading my slides. So that's what pragmatism is about. You try different methods of doing something. The one that solves your problem, you keep it. Then you discard the one that didn't work for you. Let's now shift our attention to the non-consequentialism or the deontological ethics. Now, this approach is saying that something or an action is right or wrong regardless of the consequences. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you will get from doing something. The thing, if it is wrong, it is wrong. If it is right, it's right. You don't have to tell me that the consequence was a good one, so that's why it is good. No. So, for instance, stealing is wrong. So, the ontologists will tell you that it is wrong. Lying is wrong, it is wrong. Okay. So you are not looking at the consequence of the action itself, but rather you are looking at the act itself. So when you say stealing, what comes to your mind? Is it right or wrong? Wrong. So that's how this one works. You are not looking at the effect, but rather you are looking at the act in itself. So here are the three main theories under the deontological or the non-consequentialist ethics. So the first one is the divine command. So this theory is saying that an action is right or an action is judged as wrong depending on the will of God. So this is basically from the believer's perspective. So the Ten Commandment is saying that thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not fornicate, and all that. So right from the word go, stealing is wrong because God has commanded that we should not steal. So that's what this theory is saying. It doesn't matter the effect, whether you were able to lie and because of that you were able to save the life of another person. That this theory will tell you that what you did was wrong because God said. So the focus of this theory is what God is saying, what is the will of God. Then you are able to justify whether the action is right or wrong. Then there is the natural law theory. And this idea is from some of the top philosophers like Thomas Aquinas, who are of the view that moral laws are part of the human nature. So every human being have empathy, you have emotions, kindness in your heart. So when you act in accordance with the nature of the human being, then you are acting in an ethical way. For an example, you might see someone who is begging by the roadside and you just look at the state and the condition of the person. The person is amputated or the person is blind. So it will just arouse that kind of emotion in you that, oh, let me give the person this 50 cedis note or whatever, even though I'm going to use it for something else. Because it has struck that human nature of emotions and kindness in you. So that's what this story is looking at. Then the last one is the Kant's categorical imperative. So it was developed by Immanuel Kant. That's why you have the name preceding the theory. So he is saying that, or he believes that morality should be based on universal principles. So do unto others what you want them to do to you. So if you are saying that it is okay to lie, can you imagine a world where everybody is lying? People are lying to you about how they feel and all these things. Can you imagine how chaotic it's going to be? So that's what this theory is also looking at. That you should do or you should act in a way that you would want others to replicate the same to you. So let's now look at the real life application of these theories. So these two approaches to ethics comes to play almost in every situation in daily activities. And you take for an example, we have on our radar truth versus protecting reputation. So For instance, you're a public relation practitioner and you are facing a dilemma. If you reveal the truth about the crisis that has faced your organization, you are going to damage the reputation of the client. So you are contemplating, should you tell the truth or should you just hide it so that you protect your reputation? So once a practitioner faces this dilemma, whatever course of action that he chooses, that can be justified by the theoretical approach. We also have the dilemma of profit versus social responsibility. So, for instance, a company who is mining in a forest reserve, you know very well that this is something that is going to harm the society. So, should the company look at the principles of CSR and say that, oh, I have to look at sustainability, transparency, and then accountability. So because of that, let's protect I have the responsibility of protecting the citizens. Or well, we want to make profit, so we are going to choose the consequentialist um, theory to act. And also with the situation of national security and citizens' rights. Citizens have right to know or to know everything that happens in the nation. They have the right to information. But then when the issue also has to do with national security, where it can cause um, some damage or threat, what does the nation do? So these are just some practical situations that brings these theories into play, and each course of action that you choose, you have to justify it, or it can be justified by the theoretical approach. So also soon we are drawing the curtains on today's lesson, and these two theories that we've looked at, they are very important in understanding moral behavior. So the consequentialists will tell you that think about the impact of your action and the results. So this guy is saying that one night stand you are getting 10,000. Think about it. The impact, the outcome is good. So don't worry about the act itself. Non-consequentialists will tell you that regardless of the outcome, you need to act with integrity and all these things. So regardless of the situation you find yourself, the end goal is that you have to act in a wise and morally balancing way and justify your actions based on the theories. So thank you for your time. Um, I believe this was an insightful section. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and let others know about us. Thank you once again and see you in the next one.